Hi and welcome to careerright.com. We are pleased to bring to you the part 3 of Learning Idioms video. Like the last two parts of the video, we will first learn the meaning of each idiom followed by an example. You can then make your own sentences and practice them. So, let's begin. 1. Deep down. Describing what a person really feels deep inside or what he is like. For example, he appears to be indifferent to the success or failure of his children, but deep down he is highly concerned. Next, have your heart in the right place. This refers to a person with good intentions, even though the results are not that impressive. For example, the dinner she had cooked wasn't the best, but she had had her heart in the right place. Groan inwardly refers to a feeling where you want to express despair, disapproval, or distress, but you keep quiet. For example, she was quite disappointed at the sarcastic remark by her friend, but looking at the situation, she groaned inwardly. Next, beard the lion in his den. That is, challenge someone in his own area. For example, if he doesn't come to see me today, I'll have to beard the lion in his den. Next, keep a stiff upper lip. It refers to a person who doesn't show off his emotions. For example, he heard the news about his father's demise, but kept a stiff upper lip. The next one, go bananas. It refers to someone who behaves in a crazy way out of emotions. For example, your decision to go abroad for a year will make your family go bananas. The next one, lump in your throat. It refers to a tight feeling in your throat because of an emotion like sadness or gratitude. For example, after all the hardships, I saw my son winning a gold medal today. I had a lump in my throat. Next, hard as nails. It refers to a person without sentiments and sympathy for anyone. For example, he has become as hard as a nail after his brother was brutally murdered. The next one, lick one's wounds. That is, trying to regain their confidence or boost up the spirits after a defeat. For example, Raja is licking his wounds after being dropped from the Indian cricket team. The next one, proud as a peacock, refers to an extremely proud person. For example, his son has finally become a doctor. He is as proud as a peacock. The next one, tongue-tied, facing a difficulty in expressing yourself because of nervousness or embarrassment. For example, as her prospective in-laws came to see her, she was completely tongue-tied. Next, look on the bright side. That is, view an unpleasant situation in a positive light. For example, you met with an accident, but look on the bright side. You managed to get away with just some bruises. The next one, swallow one's pride. That is, accepting something humiliating or embarrassing. For example, when his son was caught cheating in the exam, he had to swallow his pride and meet the principal. Next, makes your flesh crawl. That is something that makes you feel disgusting or nervous. For example, the sight of the accident made my flesh crawl. Next, speak volumes. That is, expressing a reaction without words. For example, she came to pick me at the station at an odd hour. Her actions spoke volumes about her brevity. Next, not turn a hair. It refers to not exhibiting any emotion where it is expected. For example, he didn't turn a hair even after his office was raided by the CBI. Reduced to tears. That is, getting into tears because of someone's behavior. For example, her best friend stopped talking to her. This reduced her to tears. Next, in the bag. It refers to a situation when you are sure that the success is certain. For example, the wickets of opponent team fell down very fast. Victory seemed to be in the bag at the end of 25 overs. Next, blow up in face. It refers to a situation when a plan or project suddenly fails. For example, it was difficult to get a place in the train to Mumbai. It blew up in the face when a train derailed and blocked the track. Next, bottom fell out. It refers to a situation when a plan or project fails. For example, when the police announced a red alert in the city, the bottom fell out of their plan to hold a rally. Next, cake not worth the candle. It refers to something in which results versus efforts are too less. For example, he worked very hard to organize the party, but very few guests walked in. The cake wasn't worth the candle. Next, chance one's arm. That is, deciding to do something even though the chances of success are very little. For example, She knew there was little chance of getting through the audition test, but she decided to chance her arm. Next come up roses. Having successful end results, even though there may be some initial hiccups. For example, after initial hiccups, the project seems to be coming up roses. Next, cook someone's goose. That is, spoil other person's chances of success. For example, when the opponent team saw Indian batsmen taking wicket after wicket, they realized that their goose was cooked. Next, cut one's own throat. That is, doing something that will cause your own failure. For example, Raghav is not sincere in the class since the beginning. He is cutting his own throat.